and also breaking scoops on air. The hashtag is a big scoop if you're following on Twitter. And Chim, where are we starting off?
We are starting in Nairobi.
Okay.
And we're looking at the drama between JB Masanduku and Tina Kagia.
Okay.
Right? For those of you who may not recall, Tina Kagia gave an interview to, that weekly free giveaway, the value add that they put in the Standard on Fridays.
Stop throwing shades.
She gave an interview to them after I had called her for the exclusive.
Now we know where the shade is coming from.
And she spoke about her husband, right? And she said, I pray that he figures himself out because he's really talented, but it's not my place to help him to do so. And she's talking about the father of her children, whom she then moved on to describe as, get this, charming, sick, and sadistic, and a diabolical piece of work. By the time you're referring to the father of your children as sadistic and diabolical,
she got me a diabolical.
She got me.
That one.
Do you want us to Google?
It's like calling someone despicable. Me 3.
She went on.
Shafi, sit in a corner and think of you alive.
Now, let me tell you, she went on to talk about his drinking habits. She brought up his struggles with alcohol.
Yeah. Where
she said he was out drinking the whole time and only saw his son after 2 days. This is when their son was born. Their first child together was born. Right? Now, when she brought up the issue of alcoholism, we had already had a conversation around JB Masanduku, in which I had told you.
You told us he was living on top of a bar.
Yes, Mist Bar in town. Which
actually,
is opposite.
you even had
that
a
maybe
sauce.
he just never left the bar.
He
just used to go outside when they were cleaning.
What?
I remember when Chim brought the story on the big screen. And I've been thinking about it for a very long time, being the reverend. And I'm thinking, he never used to leave in the bar. There's no accommodation or quarters in the bar.
No, above in town.
No, that's my point. Not that you're above.
Yes,
so
like a stall.
No, he lived in the rooms above.
He was at the bar 24/7. He used to just go outside for fresh air
when they were
cleaning.
You guys are fools.
That's actually really sad if you're living
Kando
on top inside a bar. That's not dope.
But it's actually symptomatic of a problem that he had, which was alcoholism, which is a disease a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
His, just because he's a celebrity, became very public.
Yeah, understandably.
The interesting thing, the irony of all this is we happen to know that when he'd usually be drinking, he would be accompanied by none other than his wife. So the alcohol issues were on both sides.
Yeah. Okay, so
a couple that drinks together
stays together.
I've never heard of stays together. They're finished.
Huh? They black out together.
So
they stayed. You're just there together.
Okay, so did he address this the alcoholism?
Yes. So I called him up and we had a long chat and I asked him about the alcoholism. And the thing that shocked me is how open he was about it.
All right, listen.
Yeah, I'm okay. I wasn't okay for a while. I went on a busy stunt, I'll be honest. And I was drinking quite heavily for a while to try and deal with the fact that even when she made it clear to me that I'll never see my kids again, and here I am, and I'm like, all of a sudden, from being married with 3 kids now, I'm single, and her taking the house, the cars, it was a bit tough on me, and yes, I thought I drank heavily for a while, but I realized it not helping me. I went to a Serenity Center called Big One of Hope. I was there for a while, and I sorted out my drinking, and I rarely go out actually.
Okay, so Mpasha also, you all did another story not too far back.
Yes.
About him having moved on and being spotted with a chick.
Yes.
And I remember the photo, and it was not in a church or it was in a club.
It was in the same bar.
Yeah, it was in a club.
It was the same bar.
I don't know,
No, to be fair, the lady was drinking wine. JB did not seem to have any beverage in front of him.
Rolls eyes. Rolls eyes at you.
The good thing about this particular story, at least we're hearing from JB. Amefungua masanduku zake.
Let me just say one thing. Let me just say one thing, guys. keep in mind, we have now covered the less explosive story. Now from here on out, things are about to become bombastic. It's a scandal, guys. It's fire.
Chim, you can't be this happy over people's stories, by the way. No, get that like no. Hanging out with Chim from pasha.co.ke because of
Kiss FM. It's the big scoop, the big scoop.
Right, and so for the guys who are just checking in, what are we talking about?
We're talking about JB Masanduku and Tina Kagia's acrimonious split. The marriage fell apart.
Okay. And so before, you did once tell us that JB was living on top of a bar in town. You even had a source.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, who came through. And so I remember talking about that. Like maybe, was it a month ago?
Roughly
a month ago. And so he said, yes, that was happening, but
he's now gotten help. He's a bit better. Yes.
Okay.
He's turning his life around, basically.
So what made this conversation happen?
Right. So I happened to notice a post that JB Masanduku sent out where he was like, I don't know what the fuss is about. I wouldn't do this to Tina.
Okay. So can I just say about breakups? I think everybody listening, Tim Adele, Tim Shafi, and everybody in this studio has gone through. Tim will not agree. Will never, ever, ever, ever confess to this. But we've all gone through messy breakups. You have to at least once in your life have gone through a messy breakup.
Love is for suckers.
No. Listen. No, let me tell you. First step is acceptance.
Yeah, everybody has gone through.
First step is acceptance.
Don't make us make you the big scoop here.
Don't be a McMende, but it's not about you. So continue with your points.
So what I'm saying is, what I've learned from the messy breakups I've been through is that in a relationship, right, the best relationship, you should be at your most vulnerable stage, right? You should be able to share your weaknesses. That person knows you inside out, Sindio.
Okay.
So when it comes to a breakup, everybody has that on each other.
Well, the thing is this.
You know what I mean?
No one is immune to breakup. So it doesn't matter what Tim says, love is for suckers.
Yeah, this one has
no one. You cannot be patient zero when it comes to matters, breakup and heartbreak. Everyone gets heartbroken.
Yeah.
I've got an icebox where
but the issue is this.
From a heartbreak.
The issue is this. At one point, you'll be the one dishing it out.
Yes.
And at another point, you're the one receiving. And when it happens, just be ready. That's how I go about life. And the one thing that I will just tell everybody out there who's listening in relation to, this JB Masanduku opening all his Masandukus is this.
Yeah.
When a short lady or a tiny woman breaks your heart, let me tell you, you'll never forget about it, because every time you'll be seeing small kids, you're like, this guy.
Akishafi. However, okay, so you asked JB about this post, right?
Yes, I want to know if it was an apology.
Okay.
There's a post you had put on Instagram apologizing. Why did you feel you needed to apologize to her?
No, I didn't apologize. No, I was just trying to calm the waters because she wouldn't communicate with me.
Mm-hmm.
And she's damaging my career intentionally, maliciously. And at least the people who know me differently, you understand? But then there are new clients who want to work with me and like brand ambassadorship, like two have been cancelled because of that, because they're family days.
So who's gonna say it? Shafi, do you understand? I can see from your face. Do you want to say it?
Say alikuwa anataka tu to get some time and talk to Tina angesema tu. Your story, your brand ambassador.
Yes.
You guys are not going to block God's blessings.
No.
Which one? You should have said name.
Name. We need to know who are these,
so we know
humble brand ambassadors who still want to give him.
No.
I think humble. Me was saying heartless.
No, wapi.
You are not going to block God's blessings, guys.
Let me tell you, there's some things you do in life.
Yeah.
And they will live with you forever and ever. Amen. Like, you never see me doing some family, endorsement after my Nakuru escapade. How? Why would anyone open their brand to all the ridicule from KOT?
Yeah.
And the way KOT they have receipts.
Yeah.
There's no way.
The brand thing, I was like,
Sema tu because a gig.
It's a apple. on Kiss, because that's what's happening right about now.
Kiss FM. It's the big scoop, the big scoop.
And so we have Chim from pasha.co.ke breaking a story here. What did you say?
Opening JB's Masanduku's.
Okay, so.
Amezifungua life.
All right. So what else did he talk to you about?
So yeah, JB told me he addressed a rumor that we had about Tina Kagia being suicidal.
Yeah.
Right? And when he opened up about it, some of the details that he shared, like, first we didn't know he was there.
Mm-hmm.
She had attempted suicide in front of him, or with him, while they were at a restaurant, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
And he opened up, and I won't lie, I was blown away. He was like, look, she asked me for a sit down, and we sat down at some Ethiopian restaurant. I was jovial, she was jovial. I had no idea what she had planned. And when we sat down and began to talk, she popped a pill. Right?
Yeah.
And was trying to pop even more. She had gotten medication from her time at rehab. Her family had insisted that she go to rehab. So she had popped medication from her time at rehab. She apparently, according to JB Masanduku, she had been given sleeping pills along with depression pills. And she was trying to pop all of them at a go. But JB fought with her, like, to stop her from popping even more.
Yeah.
And as he did so, he was screaming. So he got the attention of everyone at the restaurant, and the restaurant management jumped in to help him. They helped get her to hospital. And what JB was saying was that he was really shocked that she would try to kill herself in front of him, given that he can't see his children.
So can I just let
me just finish.
Yeah.
He can't see his children, right? She's the sole guardian of the children, right? So what happens if she takes herself out of the picture?
So so I have two things to say before, and obviously you guys can hear the whole audio. We'll play it a bit, but the whole audio in pasha.co.ke. I have two issues. My first issue with JB is that in this event, he shouldn't be saying, why would she do that in front of me? Because you guys understand, and we've been having this conversation this year, and when you're talking about depression, it's a disease like any other, right? And we're talking about suicide, right? Whether it happened or not. He is not the person who is suffering. Nobody just wants to do that. You know what I mean? It's not a jovial act. So the person who has gotten to that point is a person who's, like, I don't understand his fixation on in front of me. You were her husband. Okay. But also, my second point is this, because I follow her on Facebook, right? She's been very open about her journey with depression, which is good because Kenyans, we don't talk about it, right? Which is very, very good. We don't talk about depression. She's been open about it and her journey with depression. You get what I mean? Which is a disease. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it was not apart for him. It shouldn't be it's an attack on him that she did that. That's where I'm coming from.
Okay. I'll just say two things. What makes it right to ridicule alcoholism, which is a disease, and not depression?
Both of them are. It's the same.
The second thing I'll ask is, you need to understand where this man is coming from. It has been a very acrimonious split. This guy has come from a point where things have gone so far south. He hasn't seen his children for so long. And then you agree to meet. He's come with a jovial mood, hoping he can at least, if the relationship is beyond salvaging, at least I will be able to see my children, right? And then this happens. And then the follow-up to this happening, which there's an audio where he actually talks about this, is now Tina Kagia's brother, DNA, and the family, but spearheaded by DNA. When she got to hospital, because she had to be admitted, the first thing that they said was, this is on you. You understand?
Well,
this is on
for the brother,
you.
For the bro, like, I get it. It's a sibling love, like.
Yeah, if it was
you
yours,
always protect your sister. Like that's
and
what
also,
I'd say. But it doesn't matter.
You were not there. This person was there.
But
so
that's
you're
not
like,
the issue. But I get where Adele is coming from. The fact that you're saying that she attempted suicide in front of me.
Like that's your.
Yeah, that cannot be a defense. Or it cannot be a thing. It cannot be that's what you're going by.
And also in your whole conversation with him, which everybody can listen to on pasha.co.ke, my issue is this: he keeps saying that he's not allowed to see his kids, but he's never saying why.
Okay.
He's never saying why. And also, we do know that right about now, if you check the laws, which have been amended and have been made easier to implement and to enforce, especially when it comes to the family and children, they are avenues for him to seek that amended. You know what I mean? To see his kids.
But you need to remember, this guy has nothing. He started this conversation by saying he has nothing. Honestly, he started this conversation. No. He started the conversation by saying she has taken everything. Yeah. She has taken the children. She took the house, the cars, and then the children. So this guy has nothing. So there's no way he just pop into the children's court and expect to get help.
Yeah, but what's the why? If you're coming to talk, tell us what your why is. And also
he has nothing.
So how are you going to look after your kids?
No, he doesn't want to look after them. He just wants to see them, just meet them.
Listen, no. Okay, listen, let me address that. A father's role is more than just I am bringing money. That is why when a man only brings money or provision to the household and is never there's a problem. You would rather I have nothing, but I want to show my son, even when I have nothing, I am building myself from rock bottom. I can't remember who it is who said, we judge a man not by how high he ascends, but by how high he bounces back when he hits rock bottom.
And now we're becoming philosophical. All right.
The boy child is not going to be condemned unnecessarily.
Men just want to know why. There is always a why. If you're going to talk about it,
we will get to how toxic this relationship is when we get to the point where we are talking now about the violence. The violence that
the white beat.
I believe everyone in this room had witnessed.
I did not witness.
Legit though, I wrote a story about the violence.
Yeah. I know you wrote a story. Okay.
She attempted suicide in front of you.
Yeah, see, it was like a setup. It was the advantage I had is she did it. It was at Tip and Live, the Ethiopian restaurant. So I rushed out to go see. The bro came and said, "No, it's all on me because if anything happens to her, they will say it's me and stuff like that."
So okay, I understand. Like again. Depression, she's been very open about it. She is actually helping very many Kenyans on Facebook by opening up about her journey with depression. And that's something that I think is fantastic. I wish JB, since he told you that he had gone to rehab and stuff, I wish he took it upon himself to now have that conversation about alcoholism.
You see, dealing with alcoholism is a journey. You first accept it.
So is depression.
Help. Once you accept, I agree, but I'm explaining to you. You're asking. You're saying that you'd appreciate it more if he came out and helped people on their journey. He's still on his journey.
He can't help other people. How is he going to help other people? He can't even help himself.
Is okay.
Okay, Shafi.
It's like a blind man leading a blind man.
This story is very simple. These two are not supposed to be together.
It was a toxic relationship.
First, the only way these two will grow. And the only way this guy might eventually be able to see his children is by staying away from Tina. Simple. This issue of meeting up and having these conversations that, trigger all sorts of, crazy emotions. And then, we get one of them trying to commit suicide. Should not happen. In fact, Tina's FAMO should not allow Tina to meet this guy without
that
support.
Is actually what they have begun.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think that is good.
I get it where DNA are coming from and everything, because you know what, she's their family. They have to protect her. And also for JB, he should not go there by himself. He needs to come with his family, because you know what? Yes, there are children involved, and that is all the connection these two can have.
Big scoop on Kiss, and the first scoop is
JB Masanduku and Tina Kagia's marriage.
Okay, and you know what? So you had a conversation. So what else did he tell you?
He opened up about a lot. He spoke about the violence.
Okay.
That was in the marriage. Violence that I know I had heard of. I know a lot of people had witnessed. And it was something that most people kept under wraps. And he kept it under wraps. He says he kept it under wraps because he cared about her career and not tarnishing her name. I believe it's just humiliating for you to say, yo, my wife is beating me.
Okay.
And like a lot of people would witness his wife, Tina Kagia, beat him like a drum.
What happened between you and Tina?
Okay, so of course you knew she used to be abusive to me previously, even when you girlfriend you wrote, and then after that, it a little bit too much. So the first time she had to rehab, of course, I didn't tell anyone because I wasn't want to tarnish her name. So when guys used to ask, she had to get progression from as in drinking, as in doing the show, stuff like that. She has to go to rehab. So after she went to rehab for a month, then I was managed to pay for it, of course. She thought just after that she's just gonna go back to Jobo as usual. But then now Tina Kagia are like, no, she needs to prove herself.
Okay, so listening to this, the one thing that stood out, that made me question his intentions, is that when he talks about rehab, he's like, of course I was made to pay for that. You know what I mean? Like he's focusing on some strange aspects in all the things.
Adele, this relationship, we've all agreed as Kenyans and as friends of both of the two parties involved, and for the sake of the kids, I always make simple. It is on the side shows and telling us the rest are just side shows.
Let me tell you, guys, this is a man, number one, who is broken. Let's face what it is. The couple is a broken couple. It was a toxic couple. Now they've gone their separate ways. Both of them are broken. Tina is, I believe, much further along with fixing herself. This is a man who's only just started putting the pieces together. He is still broken. The things he is going to focus on are not the things that are going to, like, most times you're not going to focus on the responsibility and the role that you played into getting yourself in that situation. You're still at the point of blaming. You're still at the point of saying, like we're saying, he has nothing, right? He's starting from the bottom again. So you're broke. What are you going to focus on when you're broke? You're going to focus on the money, right? He's going to focus on the small knickknacks. For people looking in from the outside like us, it's easy for us to say, what are you focusing on?
Okay, however, listen, I do understand that he felt like I knew he was going to respond eventually because Tina shared her story.
He was going to open the sanduku.
However, I knew he was going to open the sanduku.
Can never stay closed forever.
But what I loved about when she spoke about her story is that there was an end game. There was an, okay, guys, I'm dealing with ABCD, and this is my journey, and you can follow it, and maybe you're sitting at home and you're going through it, and you can also learn from my journey. So I understood her why, and I was like, you know what, it takes a lot of guts to be able to open up about your weaknesses, right? I'm still trying to understand his why, because I'm like, okay, we are not lawyers, we are not going to help you, so why?
This is a guy who's just, here's the thing, like I said, she's much further ahead. She is currently able to do to do like a well thought out plan. For him, he still has cognitive dissonance. He's still not able to put two and two together and see the role he played in everything.
Then keep quiet until you're...
No, Adele, how do you keep quiet if your eldest child is old enough to see her father being described as a sadist? How do you keep quiet if your name is being maligned enough for your eldest child to see that and pass it down to your other children? You do not, listen, Adele, when children are involved, at the end of the day, when children are involved, you do not go and describe, I have a situation, right? I have children, I have a...
Who, you personally?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not with the mother of those children, right?
Yeah.
Love her to death, she's a great mother. I love my children. We are at a position where right now we co-parent healthily, right?
Yeah.
He is not yet there. He's still caught up in an emotional fog where for him he's saying, you are spoiling my name to my kids. I have to find some way to get my story out.
Okay.
It comes out as lashing sometimes.
Right, but is this the way? I don't think so. But you know what? We'll be right back in the next 3 minutes. And Chim, every Friday, it's all about hashtag The Big Scoop on KISS. And while we were playing the music, the huge take home, anyway, tell us what you're talking about first before I go into our lessons.
We were talking about JB Masanduku and Tina Kagia's now it's clear that it was a very toxic relationship and marriage. And JB Masanduku had come out with, first of all, Tina had come out to address the breakup, in which she said she called him a sadist and a diabolical human being. And then went on to say he was to expose his alcoholism. And JB Masanduku had spoken on Pasha.co.ke about his take on the whole marriage, where he says it was a marriage filled with alcoholism and violence, and more often than not, he was on the receiving end of the violence. And like I had mentioned earlier, a lot of people knew or would see the violence. They would see these guys spin out of control, and a lot of people just kind of said, not my monkey, not my circus, and turned a blind eye to it.
Okay. So you reached out to... So JB spoke to you?
Yes. And like I said, he addressed the violence, and then he talked about like how she was also an alcoholic, according to him, and apparently it had brought problems in her place of employ and had twice resulted in her losing her.
Yes. So you guys reached out to Tina, right?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Can I just make your life easier already? Okay, whatever it is, I'm sure I can almost bet I know which direction this is going to head, and I don't have the time or the energy.
Okay. So my take home, I don't know what your take homes are, but my take home is that I understand Hawaii. Hawaii is coming out to say, I have depression. I did go through a lot of things, but I'm trying to fix myself. Join me on my journey, which I always think is powerful for somebody to be able to use their own story, to risk being ridiculed, to risk people judging you and saying, yo, this is my truth. And I know there are people sitting there who are going through it. This is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
My take home is that was her why, and I appreciate that why.
For me, I had two take homes. Like you're saying, I appreciate the fact that she stood up and told people, join me on my journey. But more importantly, my take home was, for you to stand tall doesn't mean that you have to make other people kneel. You don't have to paint anyone else in a bad picture. You own what is yours, and you say, this is what I went through. There was no need for her to bring up JB Masanduku, who had remained silent. She could have said, I went through this, I did this, I am now on a journey to improve myself. For me to stand tall, I don't have to make everyone else kneel. The second thing for me is a question that I want to pose to everyone. When do you get involved? When you see something is toxic, when you see a relationship is abusive. In this instance, a wife, Tina Kagia, was beating her husband, JB Masanduku, allegedly, right? When do you step in and say, okay, guys, we have to take action and help these two?
You as who? As family, friends?
Look, if they're fighting in the confines of the walls of their home, that is a different matter. But they were fighting in public.
Okay, so
anyway. That's another story for another day, technically. But now that we want to respect her journey, and you know what, she's in a journey that I'm hoping that will make her realize and make her a better person. The only way this journey is going to work, and you won't get a puncture on the way, is by her realizing that she needs closure from the relationship. If she will ever have a sit down with JB, let them have it, but not alone, but with a team of people, with family. And also JB and Tina need to understand dragging each other through the mud.
Okay. Remember Mpasho Dosiero KE. When we come back, more on the big school and Chim in the next 3 minutes. What can we expect?
We are looking into Nairobi D.
Aki, it's been a while since I caught up with what happens on that show. I think
stay tuned.
It's the only thing this year we've been focused on elections. It's the only thing that just ran as though there were no double elections, And
Kenyans were focused on it in spite of the elections.
Oh man, stuck. However, you're hanging out with Adele Onyango and Shafi Varunchim. Yes, we expect you to actually come with a present next Friday. Yeah, so we will be swapping our Christmas gifts then. Wait, Shafi, you already have yours. So you guys will be bringing me my Christmas.
Oh yeah. Oh, no. Yeah, ilikuwa ya royalty.
No. That was your
please
Christmas present.
No. Do not confuse things here. Let's put everything in perspective.
Yeah.
Ukienda royalty, ukaniletea kitu ile ulipewa na ule Duchess, uniletea, ndio?
Ilikuwa from me.
Just tell Kenyans that she hooked you up to hook me up.
It was from me.
Because I'm the one who encouraged you to go to her.
Adele, let me understand this.
Yeah.
I'm exchanging gifts with 2 ballers. I mean. I can't wait to see what you guys get me. I cannot wait.
I didn't say exchange. I don't know where I got that word from.
Football.
We'll share one of your stories.
Kiss FM. It's the big scoop. The big scoop.
Christmas gift me where. However, so where are you taking us to next, Jim?
Like I said, Nairobi D. Where? You remember the time Mishi was saying Brian wanted her badly.
See, this is the day she stormed the offices and then she showing you guys messages and stuff.
Yes, she showed messages now in Nairobi D. The same messages in which Brian actually asks to be allowed to smash, and what he says is, listen how romantic this Brian character is. Yako ni biriani, nimechoka kukula kwa nyumba. Wacha nikuje nikule kwako.
First, that does not sound like Brian.
And that doesn't sound romantic.
Yeah.
This makes me feel hungry. So what?
But then last time Mishi came to talk about Brian, she did come back to your offices and admit she was lying. Even on the show, she did admit she was lying. So why should we believe her now?
I think she was coerced to come back and tell us she was lying. But anyway, that time she came to talk about many things. She just lied about everything. She lied about Rivani. She lied about the plane ticket. She lied about everything that she told Mpashu that particular day was a lie. Because she went to Bongo by bus. There was no flight. Secondly, she was never invited.
The bus was
she invited
flying,
herself.
speeding. It was like
but
flying.
the one thing that was true is she did end up smashing Rayvani.
No, but
Rayvani sat down.
She didn't. She said this. Okay, actually, that's true. She said she had an agenda. That was the agenda.
But about Brian, she had lied. So why should we believe her this time?
Receipts.
But guys, let me tell you about a screenshot, and I even told you this yesterday.
There's a screenshot maker.
I can not even screenshot maker. I can save Shafi as 1, 2, 3, like the number 1, 2, 3 as Shafi, and then I
start having a conversation with yourself.
Or I do know chicks have done this, by the way, where a pal, I'll save my pal's name as Shafi. Then we have a convo, I take a screenshot.
But so also, we have apps. We have apps to create all that. And even Chim, we sat here and had that conversation.
Bruh.
We know of, people making, like, their apps that can create
WhatsApp.
A WhatsApp thread.
Yes.
Why? They can create a TL.
So how do we know she's not lying this time?
Now, here's the thing. This time, she wasn't the only one who came packing receipts.
Oh, there's somebody else.
Because one of the screenshots was Brian hinting at them having, it's called a ménage à trois.
Three of them enjoying adult behaviors.
Yes,
okay.
That is Brian, his wife, and Mishi. And Pendo came with a video that seemed to back up what she was saying, because in the video...
Wait, we'll get to that. Wait. Because when you mentioned Pendo now, I'm just like... However, guys, listen, it's 8:30. You're hanging out with the Delon Yango and Shafi Waru. And Chim, it's all about the big scoop on Kiss. And apparently now there's allegations from Mishi against Brian, who is Rispa's husband, guys.
Who paid 2.5 million shillings for Rispa face.
That's why I'm like, this is a lie.
Aside from buying her a Mercedes Benz.
And building her house, and their wedding is going down in February, that now...
His issue is biryani.
They want now to a collaboration. Collabo.
I'm not buying this one.
But you know they say familiarity breeds contempt. You could be eating jollof rice every day.
Nah.
Once in a while you want biryani.
You're the one who likes your money. After paying 2 points. Nah, fam. Okay, so you said Pendo also got into the mix. So what happened?
Yes, Pendo showed a video in which Rispa was trying to kiss her. A little...
So what was she saying about the video now, Pendo?
Pendo was like, I think what you're like, they were having a conversation, right? So Pendo's like, I think what you're saying is true. There's something to that threesome vibe, because then she showed the video. And she showed the video, and apparently there was a time Rispa and Pendo were not seeing eye to eye, because Rispa felt Pendo was after Brian. So Pendo was saying, no, my friend. Your man wants me. You want me. So maybe what Rispa is saying is true, because I have seen you try to make
I think Rispa is like a dope girlfriend, a wife.
Well, now I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
However,
now I understand why Brian paid
2.5 million.
Yes, and I get it. Now you understand why Brian paid 2.5 million.
So guys,
2.5 million is not paid just like ovio. It's paid for women who are open-minded.
Let me ask you, when I am not even going to join you guys in that convo, in Nairobi Diaries, whenever somebody lodges or any rumors like this, somebody gets a smackdown.
Yeah.
So was there a smackdown?
Coming soon to a telly near you. We are about to see Rispa Faith lay the smackdown on Mishi.
Because the last time Rispa fought with anyone, guys.
Rispa fought with Mishi.
Actually, no. It was not even a fight.
They were in some forest.
Yeah.
It was a beatdown. But Mishi was, I think she was worked on so hard that she thinks she won the fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Discombobulated.
But why are we changing the story here?
But
the story here is 2.5 million. When you pay for 2.5 million, what should you expect? Your lady to be open-minded. She's hooking you up with her friends.
Yes. and participate.
Yes.
Once he's hooked me up.
Now we understand why Brian had to pay so much money.
Yes.
Please, they're already married. Can we just?
It doesn't matter. No one is refuting that.
Yeah.
Yes. So what we are saying is that
she's worth
married
money
with benefits.
May love Whisper, and I think these are just like coming through at 18 to 9 on your number one hit music station, Kiss FM. A very good morning to you. You're hanging out with Adele Onyango and Shafi Weru. Mr. Easy's remix Legover is on the way. However, Chim is here for the big scoop on Kiss. Everything we talk about is on pasha.co.ke. And now it's all about temptations.
Yes. This is the Temptations.
Yeah, same songs I was
with
in
a little bit
Jinx.
confusion.
No, you have to keep quiet.
Oh my God. Your singing voice is terrible.
That's the whole idea. I'm not an artist. I'm not a musician.
Lord. Okay,
bleeding.
I'm the guy who sings
in the bathroom, in the shower.
No. Not like the musician.
Hey, even in the shower, I say.
The water will just stop. Rationing pap.
No, it'll be water will be
and
like, this is not why. However, okay, so who's tempted and by what and who and what's not happening?
All right, so Willie Paul opened up about the temptations that he faces.
Yeah.
And guess two of the women that he said he used to have urges towards.
Chazit?
No.
Okay, hold on. Jinx. Kuna dawa.
Interestingly, someone came out to say Christina Shusho has urges towards Ben 10s, but you can read that on passion.co.ke. However, he said he used to have urges for Vera and Huda.
What do you mean used to? Ever since we've known him, he's been a gospel artist. So, what is he trying to say?
The king of sliding in DMs and people's
comments.
Is
Willie Paul.
Willie Paul started it. No way. Willie Paul started it.
Founding father.
Founding father of the sliding association of Kenya.
Okay, so he's talked about this where?
He was speaking to, you remember that free value on Friday?
Song.
Well, he has a new song, and it's called Tempted, and he's talking about all the temptations that he's been facing, and I hear the video is out, and it's dope.
Okay.
But one thing is for sure, this year, amefanya kazi.
Yes.
That
really has.
And we are still praying and hoping that he forgets about the temptations and finds a team. He needs a team.
He needs a team, and he needs to just join the secular industry. But you know what? It's a new one from Willie Paul. It's a brand new one from as your last big scoop today. I
love his confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's telling, he's calling out, the biggest temptation in the 254, Vera and Huda. And when you Wezi.
However,
if you have been nominated, or if you are the known legend of sliding, into people's DMs and comments, you can say anything.
However,
you've been there.
There's two ways.
He's done it. Between Vera and Huda, who tempts you?
No, it's not about that. Listen, there's two ways.
None of the above.
Yeah.
Find me other names.
There's two ways to look at this though, guys.
No,
because there's one way where you could say that, like, for the longest time, and I also used to and still think that he would be so much bigger in the secular industry, more allowed.
The secular industry, unfortunately, doesn't have as much money.
But then the second way to look at it, the other way to look at it, I just thought about it as I was listening to the song, is that maybe he's the most honest gospel artist we have.
Yes,
yeah, he is,
because he just says it like it is. Because you. Tell me, which other artist will have the confidence?
Yeah, to say that this is what. That's another way to look at it.
It's not put for us silly nursery rhymes and songs, and then just add the name God or Jesus.
And then the others who have lost the plot.
Yeah.
Like?
Okay,
imagine, you know what? Names. You have thrown so much
I was on their social media, I was like, what is going on? No, there's a couple that has thrown serious.
Yeah. No, I know where you're going with that.
What is happening to my celebrity couple?
However, guys,
gospel couple.
You may as well name names at this point.
Did I name them for him?
No, mic's off.
Where?
Listen, guys, what you need to do is tell us what you think about that brand new one on Twitter at